This is not a question and it's not a story built on uncertainty. This is my truth. Clear, calm, and final. I am not here to ask how you feel or to check if you still think of me. I am not wondering if you did say yes if I asked because today I am not asking, I am deciding. I have spent enough time tangled in hesitation, enough nights convincing myself to wait a little longer, enough mornings replaying what ifs that only stole peace and time. But something changed inside me, not in a loud cinematic way. No big moment, no sudden revelation, just a quiet certainty that settled deep in my chest and whispered, "It's her, it's always been her." You, the one who never needed to be perfect because your consistency said everything perfection could not, the one who did not walk away when things turned heavy. You stayed not because it was easy, but because it was easy, but because you are built from something rare. When I was hard to love, you did not try to fix me, you just stood close enough to remind me love could still be gentle. You never demanded I become someone else. You simply waited for me to grow into the man you already saw within me, and that patience, that quiet, steadfast patience, is what finally woke me up. I used to think choosing someone meant chasing excitement, butterflies, and all the things that make love look beautiful on the surface. But no, I know it's about what remains steady when everything else shifts. It's about what endures when life loses its rhythm. I have looked at other paths, imagined other futures, and nothing, absolutely nothing, has ever brought me peace the way the thought of you does. Love, when it's real, does not shout. It does not demand attention. It's calm, grounded, and still. That's what you have always been. My stillness in a world that never stops moving. You stayed when I was distant, when I pulled back, when I was not ready. You stayed even when you did not know if I did ever return the same energy. And now I am here, not because the years passed, but because I finally caught up to the version of myself you always believed I could be. I finally learned that love is not about being swept off your feet. It's about finding someone who stands beside you through every season, the joy, the storms, the silence, and choosing them and again and again. So, this right here is me choosing not heartily, not out of guilt, no, or nostalgia, but because I have seen the truth of who you are when everything else is stripped away. You are calm under pressure, soft yet strong, capable of holding your own pain and still finding space to care for mine. You love without performing, you give without keeping score, you forgive without needing apologize, and that kind of heart, that kind of rare grace deserves nothing less than my full commitment. I have spent enough time questioning, running, doubting, testing the edges of life, thinking I did find something different, something easier. But love like yours is not something you find twice, it's one of a kind, and it waits only so long before life reminds you what truly matters. Yes, we have had our moments, the misunderstandings, the quiet nights, the mornings that started with distance. There were days when I did not know how to bridge the space between us, and nights when silence felt safer than honesty. But even then, even when we were afar apart, I never felt like you left. You were still there, not clinging, not begging, not demanding, just there, steady, rooted, present, and no, so am I. I am not choosing you because it's comfortable or because it feels familiar. I am choosing you because you stayed real when everything else faded. You healed your dignity, your softness, your strength, even when it cost you peace and patience. You never stopped believing we could be something lasting, and know that I finally see clearly I can match your energy, not halfway, not someday, but right now. I don't want to play with love anymore. I want to build something scared with it, something we protect, water, and grow. I know people might wonder why no, why her, why this moment. My answer is simple, because I stopped running from what was real and started walking toward the only person who ever felt like home, even when I was lost. This is not a proposal. This is not a rehearsal for forever. This is a declaration, a promise that my heart is no longer wandering, my feet are planted, my decision is made. You are the one I am building my life around. And I know we have seen moments that could have broken us, moments that tested the very foundation of what we believed. There were times when you could have walked away and no one would have blamed you because I did not always show up the way you deserved. There were days I disappeared into silence instead of communication, moments where you asked for truth and got hesitation, and that hurt you not because of the silence itself, but because you believed in the man I could become. You saw light when all I could see were shadows. You healed faith in me when I had none left for myself, and now I understand that was not pressure, that was love. And that was love calling me higher. Real love does not just accept you as you are, it invites you to grow without making you feel unworthy. You did that for me quietly, patiently, without ultimatums or threats. You simply kept being yourself, steady, kind of forgiving, until I realized that what I did been searching for was right in front of me all along. Now I know Choosing someone is not about the easy days, it's about the complicated ones. It's choosing to stay in the room when you want to walk out. It's choosing to speak even when your voice shakes. It's choosing honesty even when it might spark an argument. Because truth is what keeps love alive. I don't want to lose us to silence ever again. I don't want to lose you to fear or hesitation. I don't want to keep pretending I need more time because I don't. What I needed was clarity and I have it now. You are the one I want in all versions of life, mornings with messy hairs, quiet talks over coffee, moments of laughter, and moments of exhaustion. You are the person I want beside me when everything feels uncertain because somehow your presence makes even chores feel calm. You don't need to fix me or the world. Just by being there, you make things make sense. You are not just the woman I love, you are the woman I admire. The one I look at and think if I can love her right, I will become the best version of myself. So, no, this is not a test, this is not a trial, this is not a maybe, this is my truth, steady, grounded, and full. You are my final choice, the one I want to laugh with when we are grey and wrinkled, the one I want to build dreams with no while we are still young and reckless, the one I want to hold when life gets heavy, the one I will protect not just with promises but with consistent actions. Before the title of wife becomes real, before the world sees us through rings and vows, I need you to know something. You were never an option. You were never just a choice among others. You were the only thing that made sense when everything else did not. You were the calm in my chores, the grace in my growth, the quiet in my noise. You gave without asking for credit. You stayed without demanding attention. You loved without conditions. In a world that chases instant affection, easy comfort, and love without labor, you choose real. You never ask me to for perfect, only for honest, and that's what I want to give you. Not fantasy, not performance, just truth, effort, and the kind of love that stands when everything else falls apart. Because love is not built on the good days, it's fogged in the hard ones. It's built in the nights we barely talk but still don't walk away, in the moments when I shut down and you still reach for me, in the ways you reminded me of who I was when I forgot. You never used my flaws against me, you never demanded perfection, you just wanted presence, and now you have it. I am not standing here holding a ring because I want to impress anyone. I am not here because I am scared to lose you. I am here because I finally understand you, your worth, your depth, your grace, and I finally understand what love actually means. Love is not a whisper, it's not a maybe, it's a decision, a steady one. It's standing before the world and saying, this is my person. No more running, no more questions, no more what ifs. So here's what this choice really means. I choose to check on your heart, not just your plans. I choose to listen, not reply, but to understand. I choose to remind you how beautiful you are. Even on the days you forget it yourself, I choose to love you through your silence, not just your laughter. I choose to care for what matters to you, even the small, quiet things no one else notices. Because I am done comparing, I am done doubting, I am done waiting for a better moment. This is it, you are it, you are the one who stayed, who grew, who believed when I did not, and I need you to remember something. You don't have to earn this love, you don't have to perform for it, you don't have to prove anything, just be. I will meet you there fully, wholly, consistently. Because real love does not ask, what can I take? It asks, what can I give and keep giving. That's what I am here to do. Not to impress you, but to honor you. Because now I finally understand your worth and I will spend the rest of my life protecting it. You are not my question, you are my answer. You are not my maybe, you are my final choice. And that will never change.